Justin, great to see you today. Actually kind of a hard guy to find around the show floor. I'll bet it's because you're busy.
It's been
right?
a busy show for us, yeah. It's been fantastic being back, so we're really excited about being here.
Well, I just wanted to take a few moments because under your leadership as our chairman the last 2 years, we put a really big focus on sustainability and talking about it in ways that it applies to all of our members, not just the remanufacturers. So in our 4-arrow pinwheel, we had the reduce, reuse, remanufacture, recycle. And even though you don't actually remanufacture product, you play such a key role in sustainable manufacturing. And maybe just, talk for a moment about what it is as a core supplier, how obviously reduction is there, and the reuse and the recycling. Just love to hear it in your words.
Sure. Well, I mean, obviously being a core supplier to the remanufacturing sector, we're focused on 3 of the 4 arrows in our pinwheel, right? And so, and the 4th one is just kind of inherent, being remanufactured. But from a reduction standpoint, we're always looking to reduce ways in which material is being either discarded or potentially, finding other ways that we can trap the intrinsic value and sending it through to the proper supply chain. From a reuse standpoint, that's exactly what we're doing. Is we are reusing all of this core. It was manufactured once, and we're ensuring that it's manufactured again. And so it's so important that we trap this core product, make sure it's being reused if at all possible, and which is really the remanufacturing, which is our next R. And so we're obviously supplying the remanufacturing sector, and then finally, if for some reason we feel like we can't do anything with the core, that's when we go to our 4th arrow, which is recycle. We always make sure that it goes back into base metals are being recycled, aluminum, steel, those types of things. And so, I mean, anybody who's in the core industry embodies all 4 of those arrows in the pinwheel.
Absolutely, and I know, we've talked a lot about over time within the 4 arrows. It's really about being responsible, and that's exactly what you're doing. Being responsible to people and the planet. So I can imagine there's probably nothing that goes through your facility that ever truly gets, to the landfill.
So I am proud to say that 100% of what we sell is something that is being kept within the value chain. And it's incredible. We love it. I mean, it's something that we brag about to some of our suppliers and our customers. And so, yeah, I'm really proud of it.
Another thing I wanted to just talk about was under your leadership as Mira Chairman for the past 2 years, coming out of the pandemic, we really had some challenges in trying to figure out how we're going to bring value to our members. And we worked hard together to say, hey, how can we keep this community involved? And we instituted what we were kind of referring to shorter duration meetings, higher frequency. I love you get on a meeting and so many of our members, cameras are on if we're doing a virtual meeting and the rest, but just some of your thoughts there and maybe the value that's brought to you?
Sure, well for us it's been a tremendous value. Whenever there's a lot of associations that we can choose to be a part of, but we're always looking for the ones that bring the most value. And that's where we also choose to volunteer our time. So first of all, it's been an honor to be a chairman for the last couple of years. But more importantly, I felt like it was our responsibility as an association that's driven by our members to make sure that we're creating value through the difficult times, the pandemic, and part of that value was making sure that we're providing information about what's happening in the industry. And like you said, we got creative. Early on, we couldn't meet in person, and so we did meet virtually. And instead of having our normal, half-day sessions or full-day sessions in person, we came up with these shorter, higher frequency meetings where it was 60 or 90 minutes, and I think it worked really, really well. I mean, our engagement was through the roof, and then as time began to go on, we were able to meet part virtual, and then we were all really excited to be back and meeting in person. We enjoy, I think all of us enjoy the in-person meetings the most, right? This spring we were in Philadelphia for a fantastic meeting with our friends over at My Auto Parts and EMR, and then we got to go up to ETE on the bus, and of course, go to our annual Cubs game. So it's one of our favorite meetings that we do every year. But I love the way that Mira really focuses on making the best use of our time while we are at those in-person meetings. It is, it takes a lot of time to get to those, and obviously, costs our members some money to go to them. But the amount of value that we get from going through and visiting some of the remanufacturing facilities and taking the tours, it's just incredible.
Thanks for a great 2 years. And
Thanks, John. Honored to be a part.
And really looking forward to what we can do next, and enjoy the rest of the show, and I think I'll see you tonight at the reception.
It sounds great. Thanks a lot, John.
Thanks. Okay.